So we're looking at here Pola, P-O-L-A. So we got a little bit of a runaway, man. This thing's gone a little crazy the last couple days. So, you know, obviously if you're in these, what you don't want to do is take all the money and run, man. Well, I'm on a different computer right now, so the screen is a little fucked up. I got lights behind me and shit. Hold on, let me see if I turn this light off. It'll help. Should help a little there. What's going on, YouTube? So, you know, as the saying goes, whatever you think about comes about, whatever you focus on grows. Here we go. We've been focusing on this stock for a minute. It's been in my newsletter for a while. We've been trading this on and off for a couple months. You know, big breakout move. First time we traded, we got in this one here off of the little stage one down here, right? Added on the breakout, caught a big run, drifted sideways. We got out, pulled back. We got back in. Breakout, same, you know, we've been playing this game with it for a while. So this last run, I know a lot of us have been in since right back in here. So this has been a hell of a run. I know some people were saying they were up 300% in it today. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I want to say I'm up close to 300 myself. You know, and this one kind of shows you sometimes you got to stay with the stock. I mean, we had, you know, the big move, drift sideways, which is what you expect. Whenever you get the RSI extreme, I kind of expect it to stop and go sideways, which is what we kind of see. And then when you get these drifts, this is, so when you see a stock do something like this, what you want to do is, you know, for me, the way I trade, I don't jump in it now. Now is when I would start watching it for that, the ultimate pullback, like it's going to drift, right? So, you know, it's done it every time. So it ran up and then it drifted back and set up for a stage one, right? Then a new breakout. And then it runs up and then it drifts back. I mean, these pattern, you know, if you go look at NIO, you go look at Tesla, you're going to see that same pattern play out over and over and over. So as you're watching these stocks and you see one like this is, you know, this big move, rather than chase this, we want to wait for this so that then we can get in it. So as you see these stocks that, you know, you see people in, they break, they run, they're bragging about them, just throw them on your list, man. And in stock charts, like it's real simple. It's one reason I like stock charts. Come over here and you can see like I got stocks that are $1 or less that I'm following. So let's say I see something break out and it's $1. Well, should I just put it in there? $10 or less, 3 times funds, ARK funds, ARK individual stocks that ARK owns. Should I hear Kramer say, like just all the way down the list, right? And then I can just go and scan them. Yeah, so if you haven't taken any off the table on this, I would. I've already taken off what I'm going to take off, so I'm just kind of letting it run. You know, maybe it goes to $100. Who knows, man? It can go as high as they want to go, you know? So a lot of these are stocks I'm watching, and then, you know, like these are my buy and hold portfolios, right? So I have all the stocks in there, but let's get down to what we're trading. Yesterday I added a silver position. I'm already in gold. It started to run, pulled back. This silver's building a box here. All right, that's what we're trading on anyway. And the target is 55. This is a triple leverage fund, so, you know, be a little careful with this. That's our target right around in there. So, I mean, you know, whenever you play a triple like this, you want to make sure, yeah, some reason I'm on a different computer, so I see it's got a little bit of a glare there, man. You know, you want to appropriately size this. These things are real movers. So whenever I do, yeah, these are all daily. Whenever I do a triple fund, I want to make it small. I'm not trying to get crazy. I'm going to make my money on the leverage. So keep that in mind. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, hold on. Thought we did all. Let's see, view all. One problem when you do view all is it moves it over, man. I hate that. Some reason when you do view all, it centers it. I never understand why it does that. So let's see here. So that's the silver trade I put on yesterday. We're down a little bit in it, down about 3%. Still good. I only took an initial position, so it was small. We'll give it a little room. You can kind of nibble in. Hey, what's up? Let's see. Alt, ALT, we're up 8% in alt. This is newsletter favorite. We've been in this one for a minute. Started buying back here on the on this box that was built back here. Here's the breakout. We've stayed with this one. This little pullback that happened here, it pulled back. Now, sometimes that confuses people. They're like, well, why didn't you get out? It went below the 20. It's just right back to where we got in, man. Like, this is where fundamental analysis comes in. We started buying a position here. We bought on the breakout, and then it kind of broke down. That doesn't mean I'm abandoning the trade because I think the stock is worth like $26. And it just pulled back to where we were. Like, it didn't collapse and keep going. So, you know, we stay with it. We give it a minute. That's alt. And it's up nice today, 8%. So we just need to break above this support zone. And if we do, this thing's going to $26. So Atos, this is one from the newsletter. We've been in a minute. I shaved some yesterday. I mean, I took some off the table, sold like a fifth. We hit our target previous high and we hit the RSI, right? So took some off on that stock. Big, nice run on this. Started buying down here. Had the big breakout. It pulled back. This is what'll shake people out. Look, once it breaks out, you need to assume it's going to keep going. But sometimes because of a big move like that, you're going to get quick profit takers. Don't let those people shake you out of a stock, man. As long as it holds the stage one that you started buying, you stay in it, which is exactly what happened up here. Okay? We got in here. Here's our breakout. That little pullback there, yes, it's below the 20. Yes, the MACD's on a set. Yeah. Yes, the indicators are pointing down, but price itself is still holding where we got in. So, you know, don't let the indicators, use the indicators. Don't be used by the indicators. And that can be confusing, I know. So Atos, we took profits. Man, a lot of these are just going crazy, huh? Fucking Bingo's up another 12% today. I mean, this thing, I'm going to be honest, this is one of the easiest markets I've ever seen. I've traded a lot of years, and it's never been this easy. So, you know, I don't know if that's the wave of the future. I hope so. It's just shocking how well some of these plays have done. You know, and a lot of these big breaks, I mean, shit, you could have bought in here and still made a ton. I would never teach that because in the past that never works. That's a loser's game. Recently, that would have worked. I don't think that's going to keep working. Let's see. Boxel's still fine. We're in this. Finally got our break. We're up. It's still above the 5. Everything's fine. I get people ask me about this. I'm like, dude, it's above the 5-day. Like, they don't go up every fucking day. Like, give it a minute. It's above the 5. 10's above the 20. 20's, I mean, everything's numerically aligned. It's still positive. Everything's pointing up, you know. So that's Boxel, B-O-X-L. This is one we've been in for a minute. This CHGG textbook. They do textbooks, stage 1, stage 2 breakout, stage 3, stage 4 decline, stage 1, stage 2 breakout. Now we're possibly forming a stage 3. You know, I mean, if you got some gains in this, I'd lock it down to a core position. You know, is this thing cheap anymore? Nah, it's not cheap. You know, so nothing wrong with scaling it back. But, you know, we're definitely not cheap here. Not a sell signal. 5's still above the 10. 10's above the 20. You know, price is in the middle. So, you know, just take any gains you have off the table and I'd give it a little room, you know. I mean, you see the same pattern here in this CRISP Therapeutics, which do a lot of what do they call genomics. Kathy Woods owns this stock. We've been in this for a minute. I have been. I mean, I've just been holding a core position. All through here, I held a core position. I thought at $90 it was overvalued. That was obviously stupid. It's gone from 90 to 180. It's gone up 100% with me just sitting in a core position because I thought it was overvalued. Good problem to have, I guess. I should have bought more. I didn't. You know, but I'm in it, so it really feels overvalued now. Let's see. Looks like we're finally getting a stage 4 decline in Discover card. This one's been a beast, though, man. I mean, I've been at a core position for the last $30, so you know, I don't know. Do I take some off here? These get to kind of be gray areas. You know, do I think Discover's worth $92? Nah, it seems a little heavy. I'm in a pretty decent position, though. I don't know, man. I got to think on it. Because even my little core 50 shares has gone up another $30. So pretty big. You know, I don't know, man. Is it $100 and something stock? I gotta think on that. Let's see. DraftKings, we're kind of trapped in a consolidation zone here. This is basically back to a stage 1. I mean, yeah, it's above the 20. We had a little breakout here, but, you know, this breakout isn't going anywhere. We obviously have support right around in here. Every time it drops there, it's been bought. My target's 62. I'm just sitting on my shares. I haven't added. I haven't done anything. I'm just sitting on my shares, so we'll see what happens, you know. I'm waiting on a breakout in this one here. Drive shaft, I added to this. If you remember, I was buying it heavy down here. We had our big breakout, pulled back. I actually bought more, and then we've ran up, and I sold about half of my position at $3. That was my target. We've since pulled back and consolidated. I've started putting that money back on that I took off. Pretty sure it's going higher. Next target's $5. You know, this is pretty solid. I mean, you see the same pattern here, right? Ran up, pulled back, went sideways. Ran up, pulled back, went sideways. So it looks primed to pop, man. I'm sitting on about 2,000 shares of this, so let's see. These are all trades that I'm actively in. Why sell half your position? To lock in the gain, to roll it into other stocks, man. So we're trying to roll money. Part of the money flow trading strategy is rolling money forward. So we want to roll into new stocks that are breaking out because we don't know which ones are going to break out. And if you can take some off a winner and put it into another one that goes up and it's a winner, and then do that again and do that again, you can greatly accelerate your earnings. EGAN's been kind of stalled out. I still like this. This here is super bullish. It broke, almost broke the box, came right back. That's super bullish. You know, my target's $18. You know, we'll see. Obviously, not a lot of buying, but down here was cheap. So there's buyers in the 11, not many buyers to take it above $12.50. So here we are, you know. Penny stock. These have been hot as of late. If we get a nice pop, you know, maybe it runs. I like it. It's EGAN. ESTC, I'm down to a core. I've been in a core in this one for a long time. Should have added back here. I didn't. I thought it was overpriced. Obviously, it's even more overpriced. So I'm in a small position, though. Been in this for a while. EVRI, we got in way back here. Been on all the little sell. I mean, I already took gains. I'm in a core position. It's probably fairly valued here at $13. You know, I don't know if it goes higher. I don't know if it goes much lower. I'm down to a core. So if it sells off, I probably just hold those shares and ride it down and look to build it back up. I like the company. They should do better and better as more casinos come online. Core position for me is usually anywhere from half to a quarter of the original trade. So let's say I want to make a $5,000 trade. A core position would be anywhere from a quarter of that to half of that. How do I determine that? There's no hard and fast rules. Usually the safer the stock, the bigger the core, if that makes sense. So, let's say I wanted to hold a core position in this stock, EYEN. Well, this is a penny stock. This motherfucker could go from 7 to 3, back to 9, back to 6. So, maybe my core on this is just 20% of what I own down here, So, we started buying here, bought on the breakout, bought a little more. We've run it all the way up, took it off. Now I'm down to half position. If this sells off, I'll sell that half. And I don't keep a core in all stocks, but I do on a lot of stocks. So if the market was to go into a sell-off, I think people should know this, I will write it down in a lot of positions, but I will raise cash and I'll probably put on some shorts. So we would have a short in on the SPY. I would raise cash as I get knocked out of positions. I'm not going to go to all cash. I don't think that's a good strategy. That's just not how I trade. I'm playing chess. It's different positions. So that's not for everybody. Here's an example of one. I keep a core in Facebook. Why? Because I think Facebook will be a $500 stock. I mean, it's just like Apple or it's like Amazon or Netflix. These are just big core. These are held by everybody. Like these stocks just go higher over time. So I want to play that game, but at the same time, I want to trade around the position. We tried to trade this breakout here, and then, no, it was over here, I think. Yeah, it was over here, and it just fiddled away. Now, support was right down in here. It broke it. I gave it the benefit of the doubt. It's a core stock. We stopped right here. At this point, we're right at support, right on the 200. Am I going to get myself stopped out there in a core position? No. Am I happy that it moved against me? No. So, would I throw in the towel if it broke that? Yeah, I would sell half, but it didn't. Just like I figured, it held it. We had support there, and there, and it's sitting on the 200, and it's Facebook. So, not a big panic that the trade didn't go the way we were expecting. And then look, turns right around. Now we're headed up. So I had people at, well, why aren't we buying this? Well, I already did. I'm already got fully long Facebook over here. Okay. So could I have added to it? Yeah, but then I'd be a little oversized in it. But you could, if you're new, there was your breakout, right? There was stage one of the box. Stage one, right? From the book, from the Sunday trainings. Stage two breakout. Now we're moving up. Where's the target? Probably about 295. This was one of my trades of the week. You can see the pattern, the money flow pattern. Man, it's been slow to go, huh? It just keeps slowly creeping higher. I mean, by pennies. So we got in here, bought on the breakout, and we're like, what, $1 above. I mean, this shit is moving slow as molasses. If you remember, I bought some call options for April 24th, I think, April 12th, whichever it is. Target's $18. This is not a fast mover. I don't keep many of these around as a trade. They're just not big movers. I'd rather trade polo, drive shaft, things that are going to move. This is one. Remember, I said, hey, if you buy my ebook, send me your PayPal, and I'll send you 2 penny stocks that I'm watching that I think can double. Well, this one's working on it. And, so here we are. I bought here. I bought more on the breakout. Now we're moving higher. Target will be around $7, and then we let the rest ride. Ultimate target on this is like $17. Now, it's not going to go from here to $17. What it's probably going to do is go up, stop, come down. I'll hold a core. It'll move sideways. It'll run up. Then it'll go sideways. Like, that's how they do it. They go through several cycles of the trading strategy, right? So if you go over to, let's go to thepetersreport.com. Oh, look at that. It's always funny when you text your own name. What the hell? Why is this not coming up? Thepetersreport.com. I'm not on my normal computer here. What the fuck, dude? Oh, somebody's already ripped me off there. I love these guys that take your shit and then try to change the name. So there's someone out there running one called The Official, and they literally just copy me. It's fucking crazy. It's like, come on, bro. You got to do a little work. So let's see. You know, our pattern, right? So all my trades are trading around this pattern. Let's see. While we're talking trade and you guys are telling somebody to enjoy vacation, where the fuck is your mind at? All right. So we're trading this pattern while you guys talk vacation. I'm going to focus on this pattern here, okay? Stage 2 breakout. Stage 4 breakdown, all right? So if you guys aren't too busy with your vacation trips, if we could do stocks, that'd be cool. That's why everybody's broke. Spending all your money on fucking vacations instead of putting it in your trading account. Let's see. LIVX, we've been in this one for a minute, keeps going up. Let's see. Lift, stage 4, right? We can see the stage 4 from the pattern. Stage 1, stage 2 breakout, stage 3. Now we're rolling over. Let's see. Yeah, I know I got some dude out there who's The Official. He literally took my shit and then just calls it The Official. What in the fuck, dude? Like, how unoriginal. Let's see. Imran, we're in this one. Sideways, stage 1, stage 2 breakout. Now we're running up. Just don't watch them, bro. Now we're moving up. So this one's been good. I mean, I took a little off yesterday. Or was it the day before? I took a little off here. Now we're just gonna roll on up here. Target ultimately is 775. I like Imran. Had a little problem here. We got long here originally for the breakout because I thought that we could get $7 out of this. Breaks down, and because the CEO just quit. Went sideways. So we got back in, and then up we go. So target 775. Let's see. Nokia. This one just doesn't want to break resistance here, man. Just doesn't want to break resistance. It's all right. It's a fan page, man. I take it as a compliment. Let's see. OBSV, huge move in this. I mean, right now we're just waiting. This was a big-ass move, though, man. Look, I mean, it went straight up. No time at all, man. It was like this was day 1. And if someone would have asked me, hey, can I buy here now? I would have said no. And then look what happened. That's just, every strategy is going to have its weakness. And my strategy is I don't buy once a stock is broke out and is up 20 or 30%. Obviously, in this market, you can get away with that. Typically, you cannot get away with that. I mean, if you look back over the chart, there wouldn't have been a time where that played, but it did this time. So there's people, that's their strategy. It's not my strategy. OUSR took some gains in this, hit the previous high. See it? Previous high. We hit it. Bought a little, bought on the breakout. We moved up, hit it. So I just shave a little, take a little bit off. Why? Because we need some money off these. So that was 3 yesterday. I took a little bit off. Why? Because I need to add to some other trades, So we're playing chess here. We're rotating money. We're taking money from winners, putting them into new possible winners, or building up positions of current positions. But only in stocks that we have a belief that we think are going up. So we do a little research. We try to come up with some fundamental reasons why the stock should go up. Analysts like it. They're beating sales. They're in the right sector. It's a hot sector. Sometimes it could be not so much sales. They're just in the right sector. It's a battery stock when battery stocks get hot, right? It's an EV stock when EV stocks get hot. They may not have any sales, That can happen. And when it does, then you're just trading on pure technicals at that point. That would be a stock that I'm probably not going to hold a core position when it sells off. If they actually don't have any sales and they're actually not a real business yet, I would not look at holding. But if it's, Facebook or something where we know they have sales, then that's going to be treated a little different. So OVID is one I've been playing for a minute. We're going to get a pop out of this, man. This is just a matter of time. I've been kind of nibbling on this, throwing $50 a day at it, $200, $100, $50, $100. I've been slowly just building this one up. We're going to wake up and it's going to run. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be way up here. And you're going to ask me, should you buy it? And I'm going to say, no, just like I always do. No, don't do that. And then I'll probably be wrong and it'll keep going. I do think, that's a solid base, right? Solid base. And they're a real business. They missed. That's what you play around in these type of stocks, though. You better keep your positions reasonable because look at this. Look at this fall here, man. Most people would have freaked out. They wake up and the stock's down 70%. Oh, all of a sudden you're like filing a workman's comp plot, like can't go to work, sick. Let's see. Pinterest. Yeah, no, that wasn't APRI. Yeah, it was. No, that's OVID. APRI's got about the same pattern going on. Pinterest, man, what do we do with Pinterest? I feel like I've been in this most of my life, and it just keeps creeping up or sideways. So, what do we do with this thing, man? I'm down to a core. I've been in a core since about here. So, I don't know, man. It's a good problem to have, right? At some point, this thing's going to get blasted down or blasted up. I think if you're in this, take it down to a size that you're cool with either way that goes. If it drops, you're looking to buy more. If it rips higher, good problem to have, right? Polo star of the day was up 40% earlier, now is up 33%. This thing just keeps marching. I would not sell it all. I would take some off the table. Yeah, Clarity just made a good point that ARK just started buying pins again. And man, it's like, damn. So if it breaks out, man, that may be one that I start buying again too. It just feels hard buying it when you're up 300% in it. And really, that's a bad habit. It's a bad habit like, I don't want to buy a stock that I'm up high in because they can go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And you didn't commit any money because you were trying to protect something on a screen that showed a percentage, like it's silly. Let's see. Yeah, GameStop went through the roof. Prog, I'm long this. Got a $9 target on Prog. I think it's worth 13. Let's see. Peloton, every time this thing gets sold off, people buy it. So we're long. We've been long. We took some off the table here. I'm down to about 70% of my position. When it dipped here, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. Support was right there. Do you see why I made that decision? The support was right there, man. Like, in this market we have going on, you got to be able to step back and analyze the market you're in. And the market we're in, shit is just going up, man. Like, I don't know what to say. So I think if you have doubt, give doubt to the upside. Like, until it changes, just give doubt to the upside. We have a box here. We'd had a nice run. I'd already downsized the trade. So, I'm kind of drawing this box out right here. So there's my bottom, there's my top. We're trading inside of this box. Yeah, I don't use the 50-day moving average or the 100-day moving average. I find they are of no value. I use the 5, the 20, the 10, and the 200. I keep getting more and more interested in Rocket Mortgage. But man, this one's been a bitch. It just won't get going. But look at this long level of support. I mean, sure looks like it wants to pop, doesn't it? You know, I like this one. Yep, I mentioned the 50 and the 500, but you should see where I mentioned that I don't really use them much. I mean, you can look at them because other people do, but I don't really. You got to remember, too, I wrote the book 5 years ago. There's some slight variances on it. That's why I teach these classes all the time. It's one thing about a book. You put a book out and, you know, maybe one little part changes and then people are like, well, you said, and I'm like, yeah, man, I wrote it 5 years ago, dude. Like, shit, things change, you know? Like, you can't, it's hard to keep a book up to date. I mean, you could, I guess, but you'd be forever changing it. But yeah, I don't too much use it. I used to keep an eye on it just because I knew so many other traders did, but then I just could never find where it added any value. I mean, it will stop there. The 200, I think, has a lot more. You see where price stops at the 200, stop there, stopped here. Like, it gets caught at that 200 for sure. And there are a lot of people that use the 50, so if it works for you, use it. RMN, this one's been amazing. We got in down here. See this long sideways, breaks out, pulls back, and this is where everybody gets all panicked, wants to get out because it didn't keep going. It's like, no, it's just giving you another chance to add a little more. And then we ran, and we hit our target, previous high, always previous high. Target's always the same, previous high. Took some off, ran up a little, pulled back. This little pullback, now, it's easy to be quick to sell, but when I step back and see the big picture, what do I see? I see the 200, right? And I can look and I see it stopped here and it stopped there. I'm probably, even though this is rolling into a stage 4, I'm going to give it a benefit of the doubt for a minute because of there's support right there. And I'd already taken some off twice. Took some shares off here, took some shares off here. So I got about 60% of the shares. They're starting to roll over. I can give them a little bit of room. We had all this gain. This is what confuses most people the most. They're so quick to want to get out of a stock, so quick. You should wait. Give it a minute. All of a sudden, look, next day, a little better, boom, brand new breakout. Now what? Now we should be putting what we took off here and here back on. You see what we did there? So when we took it off here and here, now another guy may say, well, yeah, you took it off here and here, but you could have just left it. Yeah, but when I did that, guess what? I didn't have money to add to Polo before it ran. You see what I'm saying? Like, so by doing that, I get to put money into another and hopefully it runs and then I can scale money off of those winners to put back into this one. And so we're rolling money forward trying to beat the market. Trying to beat the market. Does that make sense? So you're playing a game of chess, right? You might sacrifice a rook, set up the queen. You know, it's like poker. Playing probabilities. Let's see. And the probabilities are when a stock runs up and hits this extreme, it tends to stop for a minute. So it would not surprise me at all to see RM and NY go sideways here for the next week, 2 weeks, slowly drift down before making another run up, right? Just like it did over here. Look at that. That's a month of going nowhere, right? A month before then ripping higher. So as we see that, we could scale some off here. Scale whatever you put on down here. So now you look, we got in, we ripped up, we took off, we got back in, we ran it back up. Now we're taking off. And as we take that money off, we're pushing it into something else, hopefully, that's setting up like APOT or something like that. Let's see. What I just described is the hard part to the money flow. The buy and sell signals are easy. I could teach a kid to do that. So solo's pissing me off. This thing needs to rip. The buy and sell signals are easy. Here's another example. So yes, square is below the 20. Yes, the moving averages have crossed. Yes, MACD has gone down. Yes, everything is pointing down. But what do you see? Price is right here in a box. If we drew a line across here, what do you see? Previous resistance, right? There's a little, became support and is now support. So what am I doing? I'm giving this the benefit of the doubt. I'm not pulling the trigger. If that breaks, then we might pull the trigger. But do you see that little nuance? So yeah, everything went negative. But where's price? It's sitting right at where it broke out before, which is right here at a box, which is support, right? So we give a little benefit of the doubt. The indicators are there to help us, not hurt us. So we need to be able to compare the two and say, okay, what is price actually doing? Yes, the indicators are going down, but what is price doing? Moved a little down, but it's not cascading down. It's not smashing down. It's just sitting there. So cool. These indicators are setting up for a possible turn higher now. Just so you know. Let's see. SRNE, big breakout. I put the little Peter's pump on that the other day trying to help it get up, and look, we're sitting right at resistance. Well, resistance is now support, right? If you drew a line across the top, resistance is now support. Next target, did we take any off? I don't remember if I took any off of this. I may not have. So target's much higher, much higher. Let's see. This is a new position we've been in. SRPT, this one of Kathy Wood's stocks pulled back. Now it's kind of setting up here, so we could add more. Look, everything's setting up. As soon as Chastix breaks out, you're going to have a run here. This, whenever you get them this far away from the 20, this takes a while, man. This is going to take a while to bring all this in. That's why I just bought like 10 shares. We'll buy 1 or 2 shares. Like, we got plenty of time. This thing is not ripping. It takes a while to fix this much technical damage. I mean, if you go back and look at charts, big moves happen when all the moving averages come together, right? Even right here, they all came together and a big move down. These are really far apart. So there is no big move coming. You got time on this. I hope you got what I just said. Very crucial. Stamps trying to break out above resistance right there. Just ever so inching. Again, none of these are my buy and hold. These are all trading stocks. I've got a big position in AT&T. This is like a piggy bank for me. I'm just parking money. Yep, we added a little bit of crypto in the newsletter. A lot of people in group trade it. I'm not a big fan, but fuck it. I'll trade it with them. You know, I don't have any way of, I can't do any sort of fundamental analysis on it, so it's just purely chart trading. Tom's is just flirting. It wants to go, man. It wants to go. And every time it's pulled back, it's giving you a chance to add at this one, nibble at this one. Man, it wants to go to that $7. So, you know, Ethereum, we'll check on that in just a second. Twitter's setting back up. Stage 1 buy, man. I got completely out of Twitter. Looks like I'm fixing to have to get back in. This setup, this is stage 1 buy. This is where I would start nibbling. Other guys would call this a bullish bear flag, or a bear, what do they call it? I know many traders that would call this a bearish triangle, or descending triangle. I stopped reading that shit so long ago. Like, this would be but to me, this is a setup to go higher. So I got to go look, is Twitter worth more? Is it worth up here? Now we're putting in a box, you know. And look, stochastics is breaking out. If you go look, often these big moves start with stochastics breaking out, right? So, yeah, man, I don't teach stochastics in the book. Every time I try to teach it, people get it confused, and they use it to fuck up the money flow, and they use it to keep themselves out of trades. They use it the wrong way. Indicators aren't used to get you out of. They're used for timing. Price is all that matters. Price, you know. And a lot of times people come fixated on indicators, and the indicators start rolling over and they bail, and yet price isn't really rolling over. Like, I wouldn't call that a rollover. Price is holding that box. Now, that was a rollover right there, you know. Yeah, Twitter's a buy here. Start nibbling. Remember, these got to come together before we get any action, just like over here. Look, breaks down, comes up, starts going sideways, just like we're seeing here, right? See it? There was the breakout, and then look, the run up. Same pattern is happening again. It's like taking candy from babies. So that is the pattern. That's what I'm looking for. This is a stage 1 buy. Stage 2 breakout is price breaking above this box, closing above the 20. That's out of the book. That is a stage 2 breakout, right? I mean, it's clear as day. So let's break this one down for just a second. Sometimes the patterns get hard to see. So if we're looking at the pattern, right? Sideways up, sideways down, sideways. So if we're looking at Twitter, well, let's do the boxes. Stage 1, right? Stage 3, stage 1, stage 3, stage 1. Now we can fill it in. Up, down, up, down, right? Isn't that right there? All right. You can send me $10,000. You're welcome. I just saved you a lifetime of misery. So this is how stocks move. Now, do all stocks at all times move like this? No, but this is what I'm looking for. So some people are looking for Head and Shoulders, or they're looking for this, or they're looking for that. This is all I'm looking for. This is it. Nothing else. Don't give two fucks about anything else. A 50, a 1, nothing. I'm waiting for this shit to go sideways and put in a box. And the moment it does, hopefully the RSI is on extreme, but sometimes in a strong market, all you're going to get is it comes to the 50, okay? And then the histogram's going to turn, and the stochastics are going to break out. And when that happens, you're going to have price run on you, man. It's the same every time. And that's what we're seeing set up here. Price is going sideways. Price is above the 5-day. That's what I'm looking for. MACD's turning. We're breaking out. So that makes Twitter a buy. Stage 1 buy. So you start nibbling. You buy the rest on the breakout. Damn. And that was a 5-minute master swing trading course right there. Now, the hard part is position sizing, timing. How much do you buy on it? That's the hard part. Let's see. Uber, it's doing its thing. UTSL, I'm staying with this. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, it's taking so long. Trust me. Do you see what I see? Sideways up, sideways down, sideways up, up. So we place a bet, it's going up. Why? Because it's on this side of the 20. Histogram's positive. Everything's pointing up. And these stocks are cheap. And they pay dividends. You know, so that's the bet. Do I know that for sure? No. I have no idea where stocks are going. This is just the game that I played. This pattern. So right here, if you just said, do you think they're going up? I don't know, but that's a buy signal. And then it went up. And then they'd say, you think it's going higher? I don't know, but it's on a 70 RSI, so I need to sell some. See? So these decisions have all been made for me. Makes it super simple. Makes trading much easier. All right, VSTM broke down. And look right where it stopped. Started to yell at someone yesterday for selling this. Now, I know what they were looking at. They were fixated on the price that it broke below the 20. This had crossed. MACD, like what I was just saying earlier. But look where it stopped. Right at support. So this is a gray area. I talk about this in the boot camp. This is a gray area. You could take your money off. But last time it did the exact same thing at the exact same price. What did it do? Went sideways and then up. So we're right at the exact same time where two prior times it went boom, boom. Why are we assuming this one won't do that? Big picture. Pillar number, what is it, 8? See the big picture? This is support. So, you know, if you had made a shit ton of money, though, I get it. Nothing wrong with taking some down. But I would, me personally, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, assuming that it's worth more money. Now, if everybody agrees it's only worth $2.50, well, shit, then maybe you have an argument there, you know? Let's see. Vine is one I've been bringing up in the newsletter. It's one of our penny stocks. It starts to run and stops, starts to run and stops. So we're up. I mean, should be up, I guess. depending on when you got in, but it's one of our penny stocks. Let's see. Watt, this would be what a lot of people call a bullish bear flag or triangle. See it? It's coiled to go higher. When they're down the other direction, they call it that, and they say it's coiled to go lower. Do you see the difference when I was talking about the bear flag and the bull flag? This is a bull flag because it happened going up. Bear flag happens on the way down. That's a fine strategy if you do that, but inside the money flow, that it doesn't jive. Like, it doesn't have a spot. Okay. Let's see. Zoom. I'm in Zoom. Bought a little here. We bought on the breakout. We're up a little bit. This is the day I bought. You see where it broke the box and came right back? If you know, and I teach this all the time, one of the most bullish things that can happen is a stock breaks the box only to come right back into the box. So this is where I bought the first time. Moved up, added on the breakout. So we're up a little. Target 475. Maybe it goes higher. It's an expensive stock, though. Let's look at a little crypto here. It's an expensive stock, though, man. A bunch of buy and holds that I've been looking at. Kellogg's is setting up for a bread and butter trade. Look, you see that? What it look? Already popping today. You think I'm the only guy that in the world that just noticed Kellogg's is set up for the bread and butter? You think it can get back to the 200? So the only variation on the money flow is a stock that pays a dividend that's a blue chip that falls into, gets in that negative RSI. It's way below the 200, starts setting up. Now this is crazy bearish or bullish if it comes into this box. Target $64. The last bread and butter we had was Gilead. Tagged it like it was nothing. See that? You buy those. You buy those. It's below the 200, large cap paying a dividend. Only large caps paying dividends do you play the bread and butter trade with. Your target is nothing. It's not previous high. It's not RSI. It's the 200 day. And you stay in that trade till it hits it. And it almost always hits it. Kellogg's is another one. It will hit $64. I don't know when. General Mills, these are all packaged good companies, right? What is General Mills? Shit, I forgot what the thing is. Same chart though. Bread and butter trade. I'm trying to write an ebook on that. So let's look at Bitcoin, Gbtc. Yeah, Bitcoin looks weak, man. I mean, you could say there's a little support right here. This is stage 3. I mean, this had to sell off. You see how the RSI extreme pulls back. Now we're getting the crossover. Yeah, I don't know, man. You really need this to hold, dude. Because if this breaks, I mean, the next downside is way down here. 20 what? $24, man? Shit. Let's see. Ethereum, let's see, ETHE. It's looking a little better. Tried to break out. This is one I've been building a position in. My stop is going to be right around here, around 1150. Now, I know some people would say, well, you can just hold it. And yeah, that's true. But in the meantime, I could take that money and I could roll it to a stock like Polo and catch a 35% day, right? So, you know, this is why we're doing that. We're trying to roll money forward, right? We'll see. You know, hopefully it holds. So I'm in, like I said, I'm in Ethereum. You know, if this holds, if this breaks, I'll step aside or sell. You know, you don't have to sell it all. Sell half and then wait. If it comes back into the box, super bullish, buy it back. Like, you know, so we'll see. You know, and the thing about, here's the problem with crypto. Everybody's got opinions, right? It's going higher, it's going lower. But none of those opinions are based on nothing. Like, there's nothing to base it on. Like, other than people want it or don't want it. I mean, it's hard, you know. It's kind of like gold. It's like it's hard to value gold. Like, how do you value gold? I don't know. You know, you can use dig price, but you know, if nobody's buying it, it's coming down. You know, like it's just the way it is, man. It's tough. So for me, I'm just technically trading these. So my stop is right here on half the position. What I mean is, if it hits it, I'm gonna sell half. I'll ride the other half down. Cool, because I'm gonna stay with this for as long as this trades. So look, over here, man, like that wasn't that long ago. It broke and went all the way down and all the way down. There's people going, it's going up, it's going up. They're right. But in the meantime, you could have took some of this money here and bought some of these penny stocks that we have that are going up 100%, right? So remember, we're playing chess. So don't commit a lot of capital going to zero or going down. You know, we want to try to downsize it, especially if it's speculative and we don't know, like, you know, we don't know how low it could go low and then turn right around and go up 400%, right? I mean, anybody saying it can't go up are crazy. I've hated on Bitcoin and watched it go up 500%. So who the fuck knows, man? And just so you know, really smart people can be wrong. Like, don't forget that. Like, you can have mentors. You could have guys that you look up to, ladies you look up to, you have the most respect for in the world, and they get shit wrong, man. Like, they're just people, you know? They're just people. You know, so if you have a conviction on something, that doesn't make your mentor any less valuable or any, you take their input in and you say, cool, I appreciate it. Try to figure out why they don't like something and run it against your facts, you know? I mean, I had a guy who was a huge mentor of mine, and I showed him a business that I was working on. I have a video about this. I was super pumped. I faxed it to him. It's back in the fax days, man. I'm like 29. I faxed the plan to him. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I showed it to him. He faxes it back, dude. He writes all over that thing, man. Told me he couldn't even believe I'd been reading his stuff. Like, he just dumped on me. I went on to do it. I made a lot of money. I still love the dude. He was just wrong, you know? And he helped me, but he was wrong on that one point. So I learned a valuable lesson there, that even smart people, even mentors, can get shit wrong, you know? Everybody's working on their own truth. You'll see that in, real estate. There's people that swear by apartment buildings, all apartment buildings. They just live by that gospel, apartment buildings. Try to tell you not to buy houses. And then you meet a guy like Rick Jarman, owns 128 houses, worth $12 million. That kind of goes against the guys that scream apartments only, right? And you'll have people that don't. I know my friend Ashton doesn't really care for penny stocks. And then there's other people like Tim Sykes who've made a fortune trading penny stocks. You know, I used to not like, well, I still don't. Like, I was against Section 8. I can't even imagine doing Section 8. My friend Rick made a fortune doing Section 8. You know, two smart guys, two successful guys look at each other and completely disagree. And that's totally okay, you know. We're kind of in a place in America where if anybody disagrees, they hate each other. But you can have complete disagreement and both of you kind of be right. You can both be right in your own way, you know. So you're going to have that in trading. Like, you may come across the money flow and it's just, there's just something about it. It doesn't sit with you. You're like, you know, Gerald says don't do this, but, you know, every time I do it, it works. Well, then do that. Like, you don't need to hate on me or tell me I'm wrong. Like, just do you. Like, if you found a better way, if I helped you, if it was a stepping stone, if I gave you one verse, one chapter that put a little quiver in your thing, you know what I mean? Like, and you took that part and you ran with it. You know, it is what it is. Take it and run. You know, if anything, maybe you get the boxes. Maybe that's all you get from me is when you see price. Because I'll tell you what, man, you go look at any chart, and if there's one thing you get from me, almost all moves come out of consolidation. Up or down. I don't know what direction they're going, but that's where they come from. That's what they call that coiled. It coils up. And when you see that, that's when big moves happen. And if you have a reason to believe it's higher, that's your play. You just want to use that every time, right? I mean, here was a little bit of consolidation and it moved down. So it's not foolproof, but that's what happens. And when this RSI gets extreme, it is almost always the top. Not every time, but enough that if you respect it and sell some every time it happens, I promise you're going to come out more ahead than if you don't, you know. Let's see, GameStop is exploding. Let's see. Yeah, I saw, it's up big, dude. This is a stock I got wrong, too. There was a guy in the money flow. I was like, man, there's no way in hell I'd buy that shit. He was buying it at $5. He got it right. You know, a couple things would have went wrong for this company. He couldn't have got funding. It would have went the other way. Somebody said this ain't a money flow trade. What are you talking about, man? This is a money flow trade. Exactly what I just showed you is right here on this chart. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All of these movements come from price going sideways. You see it, man. Price went sideways, price went sideways, price went sideways, and then it explodes. You know, look, price is marching up this 20-day. This is right out of the money flow, man. Trades anything, bro. Yeah, that hurts. I was telling a story today. I had call options on Netflix before earnings, and I was up like 300%. And see, and this is another one right here. If you'd have asked me, should I buy this? I'd have been like, hell no. Right? Because this is rare. This is rare. I would have said buy it down here, and I would have said buy it over here, but not up here. It's too far gone for me, which means sometimes I would miss some. That's the way it works. If you have a strategy, it's not going to catch all of them. There are people buying it right now. I would call those people complete idiots, but it's going up. So, you know, whatever. Most of these guys are probably trading on a 1-minute chart, though. You know, would I buy it here? I guarantee you, I go check my DMs. I got people asking me, you think I should buy GameStop? No. It's going to be my answer. No. Because fundamentally, it didn't make sense to me. So whatever strategy you come up with, listen, you're not going to catch all stocks. Not all strategies catch all stocks. You need to master something and then play the hand that you're dealt. So don't chase this. Like, I only looked at it because you guys told me about it. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. That's not the hand I'm in. I'm in Polo right now, right? And it's up 34%. So that's the hand I'm playing. I'm not worried about that other hand because I ain't in that hand. I got 44 other stocks to play. So I got to play those stocks, right? So I don't give a fuck what GameStop's doing because I'm not in it. The moment you get where you trade like that, like you don't care, and then people start bragging on it, fuck those people. I don't even listen to them. Like, go play your hand, man. And you won't even worry about that shit, man. And you didn't miss it. You weren't in it. If you were going to be in it, you should have been in it a long time ago, right? So, yeah. You know, that one got, you know, we catch those though, man. Shit. You know, I'm up 1,500% in bingo right now. Boom. I didn't even talk about it today. Why? Shit, it's over. I'm still in it, but I'm looking for something else. Like, this is done. I took my money. I'm down to a core. I'm just letting it drift. So if I was in GameStop right now, I'd sell all but half and just let it ride. Let it ride. And then I'd stop talking about it and I'd go find something else. That's what used to drive me crazy about Tesla. It's like, shut the fuck up, own it, and go buy something else, dude. Go find the next one. Like, the shit ain't complicated. There's all kinds of these stocks out there, man. They're everywhere. Did anybody know that GameStop would go that high? No, but it did. And the people that were stalking it and that were on it, good on them, man. Like, this guy didn't need crypto. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just caught 60% in one day. If he got in over here, because he was stalking this stock and buying the breakouts, and you see what I'm saying? Took a little off, it pulled back, then he added on the breakout, and he took a little off because it hit the target, and then pulled back, put a little on. Now, look how big this thing is up. This guy didn't need Tesla. I mean, those are fine stocks. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But when people become obsessed with the same three, and while they're looking at those, you know, these are going up massive. This is one of our new penny stocks. It went up like almost 200% in like 3 days. You know, You see, like, so you're always wanting to be looking because you don't know what's going to pop. We didn't know it would do this. Nobody knew it would do this. But we trade a lot of hands of ones that are undervalued, hoping for this, right? And then we sell some. And now I'm done with this. I'm not even talking about this stock anymore. I'm going to let this ride. Don't give a damn about this stock anymore at all. Now I'm looking for the next one that'll do this. See what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep rolling that money forward. I want to take the gains on this 200 and I want to roll it into another one, man. Could be Twitter shit. Now, Twitter, you're not going to get 200%. You're going to get about 20%. So keep that in mind. This is not going to do 100%. This is going to go to like $54. So if I had a small trading account, I'd probably pass on this one. Make sense? Hope all that makes sense, man. Let's see. I mean, look at Plug. My God. Look at Plug. This has been a beautiful one, man. Look at, dude. Remember I was just telling you about the sell-off and then it goes into a box? Dude, if you just did this on your trading, wait for the RSI to go extreme on a stock. And when it does, just wait. And it sells off. And when it goes into that box, you buy. And when it breaks above that 20, you buy. And when it hits that RSI, you sell some. And then you let it drift as long as it wants to drift until it starts to roll over. And then another breakout. And then the same game. You take some off, starts to go sideways. Another breakout. Now, what is that? That's work. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. That's work. But when you're doing this out, guess what? Now you got a little money to what? Put in GameStop. And then GameStop rips higher. What? You're pulling that money off and putting it in what? I don't know. Whatever is on your radar today, man. So this would have been a very active one, but I wasn't in it. But if, I mean, I was in part of it. But my point is, when you get a stock like this, you only need 10 or 20 of these. And you put your focus on trading in and out of them, in and out of them, in and out of them, in and out of them. You don't need to go find 100 different mysterious stocks. Like, just find these, So just food for thought, man. Yeah, Fubu ran up. I didn't get in that one, but it's doing its thing, man. This is a stage 2 breakout right here. Now, back to what I just said. All right, man. Everybody on here, you need to PayPal me $20 or you're going to feel guilty. All the shit I just told you. Look, one of the 6 components of the money flow is support. We talked about this, right? It stopped right at support. Stage 1. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 1. That is the pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you look at this going sideways, you start buying. Boom. There's your breakout. Now you can add. Where's your target? Right around $55. Master trading class. Every stock we just looked at, almost every one of them do that pattern. Run up, pull back, go sideways, breakout. Dude, look. It did it right there. I get people all the time that'll tell me, that money flow, that's some bullshit. Like, look. Sideways, right? Up. And sometimes the sideways is tiny. It's only 2 days. That's rare, but sometimes it is. Look, you see it? Look. And then what? The massive stage 2. Nobody knows it's going to do that. Nobody. But that pattern plays out over and over on every stock, and whether I hate it or don't hate it. Doesn't matter if I like crypto, don't like crypto. It does the same shit. Like, it does the same thing. Look, before it made its big run, what did it do? Sold off, built support, went sideways. Look at this sideways. And you say, well, that's not sideways. Yeah, it is. If you zoom in and you start learning about support, right? And we got our support line and we run it across, you're going to be like, wow, right around in here, you're going to be like, damn, it's holding that line. It's holding that line. And then there's the break. Exactly what's happening on Fubu. For us by others. And then it runs. The magic run. And what do you do when it runs? You don't do shit. You just let it run. RSI gets extreme, you peel a little bit off. And then a day like this where it pops down, what do? You don't do nothing. You wait. And then it just, look Look, you just give it the benefit of the doubt. Now what? I mean, we're right here at support again. So we'll wait and see what happens. It looks negative though, but we'll see, man. Yeah. Now, you know, and to be fair, this market's been super generous. In the past, if you've read my book, you may notice I talk about a couple ways to get out of a stock, right? And it confuses people because I talk about one way to get out of a stock is if it runs up 10%, sell 10%. If it runs up another 10%, sell 10%. And just keep doing that. Because runs like this in the past have been unusual. It's unusual that we would have 60, 70% straight up. That's unusual. Now it's doing that. So now I don't want to sell 10% at 10%. We want to let it run, look for the previous high, take our money, take some off the RSI, and just let the rest run. So you can morph your strategy a little as the market conditions change a little. If we're getting these giant runs, there's no reason to get out or to be too quick to sell, right? So that's seeing a big picture again. Remember we talked about that. So while on crypto this is negative, we're right here at what appears to be support. We'll see if that holds. What are my feelings on NIO? I just told you my feelings on every stock in America. What I just told you was my feelings on all of them. So let me show you. Oh boy, you see that? You see what I see? Is back in the box. ED back in the box. Below the 200. This is a no-brainer, easy money. 68 to 74 in the guarantee. I mean, it's as easy as it gets. But look at this one. These utility stocks got me excited, man. You guys worried about NIO. I'm worried about these. These got me excited. Why? Why is everybody asking about NIO? Because they don't understand the money flow, man. They're worried about some going on vacation and shit. Look at this. You see this? This is what I worry about. This fucking pattern right here. I don't care what stock it is. Doesn't fucking matter. What do you see right there? So I trade a strategy. The moment you trade a strategy, you don't care what stock it is, man. It don't fucking matter. If you have the ability to find sectors that are breaking out, whether they're battery stocks or EV stocks, or they could be marijuana stocks, and they're like, what do you think of the marijuana sector? Don't give a shit about the marijuana sector. What I care about is the money flow. And if the money's flowing there, then cool, we'll trade it. If it ain't flowing there, I don't give a shit about it. You get what I'm saying? So if you can catch it, it sells off, it goes sideways, it breaks out, it goes sideways, it sells off, it goes sideways. That's all I care about. And you can put the input of any stock you want, whatever it is you're into, man. But you know, your sector's got to be moving. I mean, that obviously is in that wheelhouse too. So, you know, stocks are stocks. You know, do I like NIO? Yeah, I liked it better $50 ago, you know. I'm trying to trade solo. I was hoping it would play catch up. Big move yesterday. We needed to break. My target's $12. Man, I think it will, dude. I can almost feel this one. I hate trading like that though, because we know when you do it for a while, you start to get feelings, and those can lead you astray. But I really feel like this one's about to rip. It's like a disturbance in the force. When you watch Star Wars and Yoda like looks up, he can tell some shit just happened. He doesn't know what it is, but he's like, oh shit, something just happened in the force. This is one of those force trades, man. I should call that. That's what I'm gonna call that. RKT is another one, man. This is another one of those. I can feel it. I can feel it's gonna pop. Look at that support. Look at that, man. H&R Block, same thing, man. I thought for sure. This is one I'd like to buy like 4-month out call options on. Maybe $28 call out. I bet those are dirt cheap. I'm gonna go check on that when I get off, matter of fact. He said, may the money flow be with you. That's funny. Yeah, that RKT, man, that's one I'm thinking about buying some options on. Let's see. Damn, it's H&R Block. Get going. Some of them you try to will it higher, you know, just trying to think it in your mind. Sorry about that glare on YouTube. I don't know why it's doing that, man. I like it, but you know, again, remember I was telling you, smart guys can be wrong. Shit, I've been wrong. It's been dead money, man. Runs up and down, up and down. I mean, if you're patient, I think this is going to pay you, but you know, so if you got a big enough account that you can just sit on it, I think this one's going to pay you. I hate to tell a smaller account to hold this though, because it hasn't done anything, you know. So I think you got to kind of make those decisions. You know, obviously the more money you have, the easier this shit gets because you get to back up and just kind of take your time with things. And if you have time and money, it's easy to make money. When you're on a, you know, I mean, geez, if anything, going to that 23, I mean, just as a quick, fast money trade, it looks like it's about to pop. So Navy Vet says contracts were around 70 cents, huh? See, so throw about $500-600 at it just as a bet. Might make a chunk if this thing pops to 23 after earnings. 25 strike price, right? That might be a bet worth taking. Just, I wouldn't even put a stop on it. I just buy them, and it is what it is. It either happens or it doesn't, you know? That's it. Usually when I do options, I'm not looking to get out. And when I put them on, I usually buy the shares, and then I buy the options. Like H&R Block, I bought 150 shares or 200 shares, and then I bought like 20 call options. So obviously the play there is on the calls, and then I'm going to cut them quick, and then I'm going to hold the shares as it trades the normal money flow. That's how I do it when I do it. And I like to do it on these cheaper stocks, like these $19 stocks, these $10, because I don't know, it feels like you get more bang for your buck than trying to do it on these, you know, try to buy a call option on Amazon. It's fucking $3,000. Now, people make big money on those, man, but I don't feel like I'm trading big enough money to be buying options on these huge price stocks. Let's see. So this is Rocket Mortgage. I don't know why it's not going, so I just feel like it's gonna pop, man. Now, I really don't feel equipped to teach people options. My strategies are so basic. They're so dumb. They're not anybody who's what do they call it? Aficionado? I can't even say the word. Anyone who's a real options trader would laugh probably at the way I trade them. It's super simple. You know, I'm looking for some that the prices are cheap on the lower price stocks. I get that solid sideways. They're getting ready to pop. I'll put on some options and I'll buy some common shares. And what I usually do in that situation is I buy less shares and then I use the option so I don't have to commit as much money to the trade. And as soon as I get that big pop, I start selling the options and I hold the rest of the shares following the normal money flow. So let's say I bought options on this and it pops 6%, you can go ahead and assume I'm probably selling them. And then I take that little quick profit and I let the stock do the normal thing it does. And I follow the normal rules. Like you can't follow normal rules with options in the money flow because time decay will get to you. Does that make sense? Time decay will kill you, man. And so that's not the best, you know, anybody that's a real options trader is going to be like, yeah, it's pretty primitive, bro. I know, that's how I do it. And I don't do it on every trade. I do it on these ones like GM recently was a good one. I think you could have traded options on. Low price stock, you know, $40 stock, perfect setup. And I know Navy Vet caught this one. And I should have got in. I didn't have the money and then it took off on me. But look at this. This is a perfect setup for that because it's did what you want. It hit the RSI. It's pulled back. Now it's going sideways. It's a low price stock. That's one that I would look at. Cool. I'm going to buy 5 or 10 options and then, 50 shares or 100 shares. And the moment it takes off, I'm going to start scaling out of those options and then let the shares run. So, but I don't get out of options either. So if it broke down, I would just write them to zero. I know, you texted me about it, and she called this one right on the money. So, Navy Vet 29. I know, and I was going to tell you when it popped, I was like, damn. Because you showed it, and it was I think, over here. And then I just didn't have the money, and it got away from me. And then it just took off. Man, that announcement came out. You timed that one perfect. But look, same pattern, right? Runs up, comes down, starts to go sideways. So that's the pattern we're looking for, man. PL, all right. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're looking at. Off the top doesn't make me jump, but not a big upside for trading a pharmaceutical. I'm always afraid of waking up and they're down 50%. So I really want some upside on those, you know? Yeah, everybody's been asking me about Fedex. This is set up for a pop. You can see it, right? Now, options on this are probably pretty expensive. But look, there's your box. It's breaking out, target 290. This is an easy trade. The problem with this as a swing trade, like in my buy and hold, if I owned Fedex, this is where I would be adding shares. I'd buy some shares, buy some shares, buy some shares. But as a swing trade, you're committing a lot of capital to get a $40 move. That's, take a zero off. When you look at these stocks that are $200, $300, take a zero off in your mind. So we're talking about a $25 trade stock going to $29. So that's a $4 move. That's 20%. I mean, it's worth a swing trade, I guess. But dude, that's a lot of money to commit to get 20%, you know? But it's there. It's right there, man. I'm not against it. You know, would I put money in it today? Me personally, probably not. An AT breaking down. Lufax Holdings. This has got to be one of those S packs, right? All these S packs look the same, man. Yep, water's on the move. Stay with that, man. I wouldn't even think about selling. I don't know, maybe you could trim today. But your next target's 150. Let's see, UPS. Yeah, my man said UPS is cheaper. Look at that level of support. But still, every time I see a stock, okay, $159, I drop the 9. I drop the last number in my mind. So we're trying to trade a $15 stock to $17. And there's the top. Is that a swing trade I want to commit capital to? Am I trading? No. No. Not trading. No. I'd rather do Zoom or Solo or something moving bigger. Band. We're in Band. Started to run, pulled back. Fastly. You know, these are just going to move bigger if I'm trading. But if you're trading bigger money, then those are fine. Those are fine. But if you're trading small money, man, you can't trade fucking FedEx and UPS. And you just can't. 3M's another one, nice, setting up for a nice swing trade. It's what makes me think the market's going higher here. Yeah, like my man said, the risk reward's not there. I mean, if you're in a bigger money account, you're trading big money, it's there. If you're learning to trade, those aren't bad. Those aren't bad to learn to trade because you're not going to wake up and FedEx is down 35%. That's not going to happen, right? You're going to wake up, it's going to be down 6%, maybe 5%. So to learn to trade and you go buy, say, 4 shares of this, set your target at 290 and you're going to sell 1 share and you're just learning to trade, not a bad idea versus, because some people get into like DS here and then shit moves 100% and they freak out and their mind can't, they have a harder time trading on something like this where a FedEx is more, the speed is moving slower, So I guess you got to ask yourself too. Yeah, Procter Gamble. I was looking at that too. PG setting up, man. PG setting up. But again, this is buy and hold shit. So this is where I step in and buy 1 or 2 shares from my buy and hold. I bought 2 shares of ED today, or 5 shares of ED today in an IRA. I mean, this could take 6 months to get to $81. So, would I trade this? Yeah, but instead of trading it, I'm going to use the UTSL, which is a triple leverage utility fund. Makes sense? That's it, man. I'll let you guys go. Hope everybody trades well today. If you have any questions, let me know. If you've sent me an email and I didn't reply, it's because I'm behind on emails. More emails won't help me catch up. So, That's how that goes. I'm a one-man show. Oh, AUPH. This is one we've had forever. I think I had people quit the money flow group off of this trade and one other. What was the other one we were trading that went so high? I still have some and I can't remember the name. I've had people almost quit over a couple trades. Oh, X is one that I lost people, and look where it's at now. If you remember, this was a trade that I did during Corona. Where did we go here? Was it X? Yeah, I think it was X. Yeah. I lost a bunch of people on this one. Xerox. Shit, it's a lot higher now. So ANIP, was ANIP one? Was that the one? Yeah, ANIP was one. Some of these they just don't get going, you know. AXGN was an earlier one. That one's done great though, dude. Look at that, $18, man. I had people crying at $9. It's up 100% since then. ANIP, yeah. Yeah, Clarity, I'm with you, bro. I had X a lot lower, and I want to say I sold out around, I don't remember where I sold out, but that thing sure went higher. Yeah, people were bitching at me about Groupon. Remember that one? Because it kind of stalled out. And I was like, look, man, I only buy stocks I think are going up. Like, you know, if they go down, I'm as shocked as anybody else, honestly. So this was a trade of the week, too. Look at this pattern, dude. If we could get these, we'd all be billionaires. Should have bought the fuck out of options right here and just rode that bitch all the way up, man. This thing has been so pretty. These are rare. So I've been taking screenshots of this for future books. So I could use this as a teaching tool. Like, this is the simplest, easiest pattern that we've had in a long time, man. Damn. So, yeah, and remember this day here, we just got going, it broke out. This was in the boot camp, and then it shot down. And I had people in my boot camp get out. And I'm like, dude, why be in the boot camp? Why take a trade if you're just going to get out of it before I do? Like, you can't learn if you're doing that. And it came right back. So, you know, and then it just went on and up. So I know I keep talking about the next boot camp, but I'm not ready to do it mentally. I'm not ready. I got to be in the right place because I don't like to commit to it and then not have the time to help you guys. So I haven't committed a date because I just can't commit a date at the moment. I promise when I do, we will do it. In the meantime, get the book. I still have last October's boot camp, all the content saved, the manual and the videos. There's just no live trading in there. You know, I've been selling that for $49. If anybody wants it, just DM me or go to my link in Instagram. You can just PayPal it to me. Just put in your notes that you want the boot camp. And it'll be active for 60 days after you buy it, and then you'll click on the link and it'll be dead. But, you know, it's like 14 videos of me rambling about all of the shit that I talk about. Look at Zynga. Look at Zynga. One. Look at the perfect pattern. See it? That's what I look for, man, that pattern. So anyway, that's what the boot camp, if you got the book and you just want some more content, I got that I say last year's, it is technically last year's now. Last year's boot camp is there. It's like 15 videos and then some write-ups. I talk about the indicators and the moving averages and the gray areas and all this little shit. It's probably a little too long-winded, to be honest. And the next boot camp will be the same shit, just me starting from scratch. Like, I like to do them in real time. It's not the same videos. It's me doing it over again. And hopefully I get better at it each time. Yeah, and you could do the boot camp and the book if you want. Like, just go to my Instagram. You can probably figure it out, the cost. So, all right, you guys be good.